If you've spent hours setting up your ClickUp workspace and your team isn't using it properly, you're in the right place. If notifications are driving you crazy, if you feel like the workspace has become a mess, you're watching the right video, because I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to use ClickUp better. If all your team follows and applies just these 5 tips, your ClickUp workspace is definitely going to go to the next level, and you're going to be able to really work much faster together. Now, make sure you stay till the 5th tip, because it's probably the most important one to make sure you're using ClickUp to its full potential. If you don't know me already, my name is Ramzi, and I've been helping hundreds of companies into setting up an efficient ClickUp workspace. I'm a ClickUp verified consultant, and these 5 tips are the result of what I see the most into my client ClickUp workspaces. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the first tip. Manage notifications smartly. I can bet ClickUp notifications are the first thing that frustrates you the most when you use the tool. By default, ClickUp enables all notification channels. You're going to get emails, notifications in your inbox, on your phone, on your device and browser, so you're going to get buzzes from everywhere. What I recommend is to keep only one notification channel. You're going to go into your settings and keep only the inbox notifications and disable everything else. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to keep smart delay. This delays notifications by 4 to 6 hours, which means if you've been using ClickUp in that window, you're not going to be notified for whatever you worked on. And then the third thing you're going to do, you're going to go into the observer settings, which is what determines when you're going to get notified in the future. And you're going to enable only when I leave a comment on a task. That way, you're only going to be notified on tasks that you actually are collaborating on by leaving comments and wanting some replies. Trust me, if you only do these 3 things, you're going to receive way less notifications, and you're going to actually be able to focus on the notifications that matter and make your projects move forward. Now, the second tip is to centralize your customization settings. You absolutely need a champion in your company. Someone that is actually responsible for coordinating ClickUp in your organization. They're going to be responsible of creating the tags, the custom fields, the statuses, and making sure that everyone's working harmoniously. Because if you let every team organize their own statuses or custom fields, you're going to have 3 different email fields that actually do the same thing, or tags that don't have any purpose. So you're going to end up with a clutter in your whole workspace. Then tip number 3 is to keep things simple. Keep your workspace as simple, as pure, as clean as it is. The more you add layers of complexity like folders and views, the harder it's going to be able to navigate, and you have to think of your ClickUp workspace from a user experience perspective. I don't want to be doing 1,000 clicks to access a task. I should be able to access a task within 3 to 4 clicks maximum. And that is a rule of thumb that you can apply and test on your ClickUp workspace. Now, 3 to 4 spaces with 4 to 5 lists per space should be more than enough for a mid-sized business. And sometimes you don't even need to group those lists into folders. Sometimes you can let lists at space level, and that will make your navigation much easier. Now, tip number 4, centralize your documentation. You want to make sure that you have a single document that centralizes all of your company wiki. If you're a transparent, modern company, you don't need to have 5 or 6 different wikis for different teams, because here's the thing, ClickUp doesn't work in folders like your desktop, so you cannot really nest those documents into different folders and subfolders and have a clean organization. If you go into your ClickUp Docs Hub, you're going to end up with hundreds of documents if you start to split all those pages out. The only reason to split up documents if it's a matter of privacy settings. If you want to share some specific pages, you cannot do it from a document, so you have to actually create a dedicated document with those pages and share it with the members of your team. For your company wiki, I recommend to have it as a view in the everything level and have pages for each of the different topics of your company and subpages within them. And you can go really deep into the levels of subpages, so you don't have to worry about that. You have to make sure you use that organization into a document rather than into the Docs Hub, because the only thing you can do is tags, and it's not very efficient to organize your different pages. Now, the 5th tip, and the most important one, is to make sure that you're structuring and filling up your tasks. On each task, you want to make sure that you have 3 items. an assignee, a start and due date, and a time estimate. Without assignees, dates, and estimates, you cannot do much with the ClickUp data. You cannot have dashboards splitting up the tasks by assignee, or cycle times, or average task durations, and all these kind of interesting KPIs that you track over time for your business. Everyone that comes and sees me to get help on their ClickUp tells me, "Hey Ramzi, would love to see capacity planning for our team and to be able to schedule projects and know who's overboard and who has more slack on their time." And I tell them, yes, ClickUp offers that with a workload view, and you can do that, and that's amazing. But first off, are you sure that every single task has a start date, due date, estimate, and assignee? And when I tell them that, they bug. They don't know what to answer, because in most of the cases, they don't. So before you go into fancy dashboards and views, please make sure those basics are respected. And because I've realized that it's very time consuming to fill up all these fields, and let's be honest, not every user is going to do it, I've created a method called the batch method that actually uses a batch custom field, which automatically plans the task into the current week or the next week or the ones after, and a points custom field that estimates automatically the tasks based on the points you assign to them, 1, 2, or 3 points. So I explained this batch methodology in a dedicated video. And if you're interested to know more about this batch method, you can go watch that video, it's down in the description. And I explain step by step how to do it very thoroughly in my training, ClickUp Master. The link is also down in the description. I'm really curious to get your feedback on the tips I've shared, or if you see any other tips that is important to you. And if you enjoy this kind of format where I'm facing the camera, please let me know if I should do more of it. So leave a comment down in the description. I'd love to hear it and to connect with you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I'll find you soon with more systems, more ClickUp tips, templates, and tools. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.